Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be ranking every single Kendrick Lamar album. I've done this before, but he just recently dropped GNX, as I'm sure all you guys know. So I'm going to be including that one in here, and also, the last one was a while ago anyway, so things may have changed, and I'm sure none of you guys have seen that video anyway. My voice sounds a little funky, I'm guessing. It's just because I'm sick, so try to ignore that. And also, I guess if you are a subscriber to this channel, I'm sorry for not uploading for months and months. I am going to try and return here again now, get back on that grind. But anyway, getting right into it here. At number 8, I have Overly Dedicated. Now, this is technically a mixtape, but we're throwing it in here anyway. It's still actually really solid. It doesn't quite match up, I think, to his other albums. But yeah, there's definitely really good tracks on here, and it's still a really solid project. It's not gonna match up against what else he's put out. At number 7, I have Section 80. This is his debut album. I think arguably it could go anywhere from 4 to 7, but I think this is just kind of where I have it right now. I don't know. You could ask me tomorrow, it could be in a different spot. I don't know, but there's a lot of bangers on this album here. And this album kind of gets overlooked in his discography. I think a lot of people do know about it. Like, it's not like this is like a hidden gem or anything, but I think Section 80 is pretty underrated though, regardless. At number 6, I have Untitled Unmastered. This is just a project of 8 leftover tracks from To Pimp a Butterfly, and it's better than most rappers' albums, to be honest, which is kind of impressive for throwaway tracks. But anyway, yeah, and I think, just give it a little bit of an edge over Section 80. But again, if you have Section 80 ahead of this, I'm not mad at that at all. And at number 5, I have Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. This is released from 2022 that broke his 5-year hiatus. There's a lot of people that are kind of low on this, and I feel like that's just because the hype was so high because, the 5-year break from Damn. But I really enjoy it. I was super hyped for it, and I remember the night listening to it, it met all my expectations, and it's been in my rotation since, to be honest. But yeah, I think, and to say all that praise and for it to be number 5 says a lot about him, because there's a lot in here, and it kind of sounds like I'm me writing right now, and I guess that's all right. At number 4, though, I have his newest release, GNX. It's a lot of just kind of like a fun listen. I think it's slightly better than Mr. Morale, at least right now. It's still kind of fresh, so maybe I'll have it drop down after. I don't know, but right now, I have it at number 4. I've seen a lot of people talking about how it's just like a copy of Not Like Us. It's just Not Like Us Part 2, Part 3, Part 4. I think that's kind of foolish to say. There's a couple tracks on there that are definitely that West Coast style that are similar to Not Like Us, but there's also many tracks that are nothing like that. You got Luther, Dodger Blue, Gloria. Tracks like that are nothing like that, and those tracks are amazing. I think SZA, on both of her features on this album, did a great job. And the tracks I mentioned before, that Dodger Blue and Luther, are tracks that I've had on repeat since this album came out, so I've been absolutely in love with this album. But anyway, moving on to number 3, I have Damn. This album was kind of after he came out with Good Kid, Mad City and To Pimp a Butterfly, where those are really kind of serious albums, political, and Damn is still actually very serious. It's kind of got a more of a mainstream sound, mainstream appeal to it, more replay value, I believe. And I do like it, but overall, there's tracks like God are still good in my opinion, but not great, and it doesn't hold up quite to the rest of his discography in my opinion. And at number 2, I have Good Kid, Mad City. This one, I don't know, I always kind of want to put it at number 1, but it's just really hard with, obviously To Pimp a Butterfly to put it ahead of that. But Good Kid, Mad City, I absolutely love it. Remember growing up, I was always listening to this. I'm distinct memories of playing GTA as a kid, listening to this album. And it's one of my favorites of all time. One of probably the best albums of all time, if you ask a lot of people. And but moving on to number 1, we have To Pimp a Butterfly, which I think this has to be here. It's one of the best rap albums of all time. And I mean, just throwing aside rap, it's one of the best albums of all time. It's just an absolutely fantastic album, and I think it probably will never be topped by Kendrick, to be honest, but if I would like to see it, but I don't think that would ever happen. But anyway, that is my ranking for Kendrick Lamar's albums. I'd like you to leave a comment on what you agree with or disagree with. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to be coming out with more videos here soon, because I'm going to try and get on this grind again. So stay tuned for that. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.